back.
We're back. Now it's
Good day, gents.
GM. How are you
Yeah.
doing?
GM.
Jay,
Oh,
immediately.
be right back. I'm gonna buy a JPEG of a monkey for 100 Ether.
Or you can buy like Justin Bieber did for 500 ETH.
500 ETH, yeah, holy shit.
Crazy.
The apes, me, Garrix, and Bieber have, they all look alike. They're all plain and simple, and that's what makes them rare.
So you own a 500 ETH ape,
No, it's just an ape.
but if you would list it, how is the value of the ape being determined? Is it because of the more the elements it has, the more expensive, or the
Usually,
Rarity of the elements, right?
the more rarity traits it has, that's what tends most people to buy spend more on it. But for me, to be honest, you just gotta choose whatever avatar you like, and then buy it if you can.
yeah? But why does
The last
Justin
part's
Bieber
huh?
pays 500 ETH for um, an ape that's not that rare if it doesn't have that much rarity elements?
Yeah, but the thing is, there aren't that many apes for sale which have those traits, and what makes every ape rare. If it suits you, if you like it, yeah, that's the most important part. And it's not always about having a gold one or the one who has laser eyes or whatever.
Yeah,
And
laser
yeah,
eyes.
I also think there's not
Justin
a lot of
Bieber.
apes for sale anymore. And maybe it's like 500 apes are for sale, and there are 10,000. So
Really?
if there's an ape for sale that you like, yeah, then you got to make sure that you buy it before it's gone.
And
So
Justin Bieber made it more rare now, by buying it. So it's
I'm
always
I'm not
last
complaining.
owner if it's being sold by Justin Bieber. So I guess.
Plus, I like the list I'm in now. It's Bieber, Garrix, and Ralph. Yeah, and they have like identical apes.
But I have a confession to make. I
You are
I
an ape.
right click saved your one, Ralph. So
Yeah.
What?
right click save image. That's what I did to his
Thank you for promoting my ape.
JPEG.
If you ever show it somewhere, you're promoting me. Thank you
So I
very much.
stole
I like it.
it.
I think
Yeah,
the
what?
makers of the Mona Lisa, or the maker, he doesn't complain. His name is Leo, and he doesn't complain that people promote his work. And I applaud you for promoting my work. Gracias, señor.
Did you already bought an NFT, Jay?
No.
Okay.
No, I agree very much with PewDiePie. He did a video on NFTs, which is really funny. I think he's the one of the best YouTubers in being sarcastic. And he basically said it's an amazing technology, and it's a funny video, so you should check it out. It's amazing technology, but the thing that they're doing with it now is kind of lame, and that's what I kind of agree with. It's just all those like the apes, and then now you have the whales and the this and the that and the doodles. It's just a bit like I don't see
No,
the point
okay.
in that yet. Maybe if
It,
there's like a big metaverse
no,
that you can identify as some sort of a
it's
picture that
hyping. No, it's hyping right now, but I have many of these discussions, and then people say, well, you can buy a Porsche. Well, let's say, Jopke, you're a car enthusiast.
Mhm.
What makes a Porsche stand out, and why would you pay the same amount of money for it that is like an ape? Would you think that's okay to buy to buy a Porsche of $250,000?
Well, not for me, but let's say a BMW for 40,000. I think that's the same thing. BMW always.
No,
But
but yeah. What
I
makes
think
a
that's an insane
BMW
amount of money
stand out?
for a car. I think that's
Huh?
an insane amount of money for a car, even.
Yeah,
Like
okay, but
$40,000.
what makes a car stand out? Why a BMW?
um, it's nice. It looks nice. You can drive it, which feels nice. Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
What makes it look nice? What makes
Color,
it look nice instead of
design.
a Kia? So you don't like how a Kia looks,
Mhm.
which is
Yeah,
costs about 25%.
yeah.
So it's all subjective.
Everything's subjective.
There you go.
Yeah, but that's not a real good comparison. I think. Like this is the thing. This is the thing. Um, yeah, I guess you're kind of right because I was gonna say something, but then I realized there you can have the exact identical BMW. Um, but I just don't see the point myself personally in owning a JPEG.
I
And I
don't see
think
the
that's what
point
like
in
I mean
driving
like
an
when there's
expensive car.
you don't see the point in that.
No,
Okay.
it's from getting from A to B. It's mobility. Yeah, why pay so much money for it?
Yeah, it feels nice,
I think all cars look weird.
comfortable.
They
You
have,
pay for comfort, you pay for looks.
I think this is comes to the basics of don't try to convince the unconvincible.
no, but I'm not trying to convince. It's all subjective. I like that. It's cool.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
true.
and
No,
it's
but it's not that I'm saying like you shouldn't own JPEGs. It's just I think you're saying, hey, I don't see the point in owning a nice car, and I don't see the point in owning a nice car, let's say in an expensive car, and I don't see the point in owning an expensive JPEG. It's not that I am like, oh, you shouldn't or people shouldn't. It's just for me.
Mhm.
It's not for me, maybe, and that's what I mean, like maybe when there's a big metaverse where you actually can buy skins and um, then it's different, but that's like I don't know how long in the future, maybe very shortly, and we all like meet online every day,
Maybe we
then
can
it
do
makes
that in
maybe
the
more sense.
Aoki verse.
Sorry.
Maybe.
Aokiverse.
Did you see that?
No.
The
I,
Suki verse.
Suki verse as well. Somebody, yeah, he's
But
onto
the
something there.
technology is really cool, and I can agree. But hey, whatever works for you works, and
yeah,
yeah,
I just think it's like
I don't
but then
judge.
it's also with music. Ownership of music is always weird to me, and the fact that you can exactly um, reproduce an MP3, why then keep it restricted? It's
You
it's
don't
one of
have
those
to.
things that I'm not sure about that. I see a lot of discussions about NFTs and stuff as well online, and I'm just thinking like, should art be about ownership? And I think if you want to make a money out of, if you want to make a living out of music, it's very convenient that you can own an MP3 or a recording. But should it be about ownership? Should that be what we talk about when we talk about art and experience of art? But that's like one of the yeah, it's like a deep question I think in life.
Did you see the drop from Royal from Nas? Royal is a company from Blau,
Yeah,
and they released their first music NFT. I think it's last week or the week before that.
Oh,
yeah,
I guess
no,
yeah, I saw something about that. Yeah,
Yeah, where they sold 50% of the royalties of the songs, which was kind of interesting to me. As in, you still keep 50% of the royalties yourself, you still keep the master rights, but you sell 50% of the revenue, you share it with your fans.
hey, but if you want to make music and just put it out there and
Yeah,
fuck ownership, you can just upload it
also
for
fine.
everybody to download it. Yeah,
Also fine. It's just another extra option.
hmm.
I thought it was
yeah.
a nice extra to it.
No, I like
Um,
that as well. I think it's cool. It makes it all more scalable and shareable. I actually like that. Like like having people be a part of what we do.
Yeah, exactly. Did you oh,
Corona.
Oh,
Rona? Thinking about that, so thinking about the music that's being released in different kinds of ways, so if it's selling your royalties, or if I also noticed a company where you can sell your future royalties. A lot of new things coming onto the market right now, but thinking about that, how do you see music and the way we know the industry evolving over time? Like labels, for example.
I think everything will be more like decentralized. I think instead of communicating with a label or um, like big organizations or like big platforms like Instagram, people find their artist by themselves. There will always be some platforms in which they find it through. So maybe through Instagram they find a platform of Bassjackers, but then Bassjackers has their own Discord and their own maybe servers and stuff where people gather.
Yeah.
Maybe their own little metaverse where people gather. So I feel like everything will be a bit more decentralized. So you have less fans if you look at the exact numbers, but way more dedicated fans
Yeah.
that are actually your fan. Because
More
now
and
people follow you,
Yeah.
not necessarily your fan. But how much of my Instagram people like followers are actually fans, I don't know. But if you have your own platform where 100 people sign up, then you probably can say at least 80 of them are real fans. I think
Yeah. I think it
something like that
also
it will go to.
I think that's also connected to the 1,000 true fans thing, as in it's better to have 1,000 true fans than 100,000 followers. Um, and that's also what I think that's going to happen in the future with discords and stuff. Like it's lower numbers, higher intensity, eventually, more depth.
Yeah.
it is a hell of a lot of work though to.
It is, but shouldn't it be? Like maybe it became a bit too easy in the past few years with all those social media channels.
So you're saying me and Jokke were very lazy?
You were fucking lazy. No, you've worked your ass off. You need to work your ass off in order to achieve something. But the thing is, like right now, you're spending a lot of time treating, I don't know, 1 million people in your case. Um, well, maybe it's better to spend all that time on just 100,000 people that put
Well, I like
that
the,
much
the
time in you as well.
I like the option you have. I mean, you can still work with a label, but it gives you more options, and especially in combination with the discords, NFTs, which give an incentive for the people who follow you or are in
Mhm.
your Discord or whatever to promote the music because they're a part of it. And yeah, it gives you a way to work without the labels. And I gotta say, I was discussing with a certain label my terms because since January we don't work with a manager anymore. So I read the contract a bit better than I used to. Man, it's just silly what's in there.
What's silly about it?
You know what's silly? That you right if you give them the right to your master for like 15 years. Well, we all know that if it doesn't find any traction, even in the first few weeks, they still have a right to how it's called exploit maybe.
Exploit it,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
exploit.
for the next 15 years. Why not say, okay, label A, what do you think you can achieve with my music? And then they say, oh man, we're gonna make 3 million streams within the first half year. Then I say, okay, what if we don't? Well, then we give back your rights. Okay, seems fair to me. Why keep them if it's not accomplished? Why not make it like, okay, we're setting an achievement you think you can get with my music, and if not, you give back my rights. Would be way fairer for everybody. But now they're not gonna do shit about it anymore after the first half year. They're just gonna wait. They have this big ass catalog. Maybe somebody comes for a sync deal somewhere. Never know. But it's so unfair. Plus, I also read that um, the splits are 35% for the artist and 65 for the label on um, fucking
Digital royalties.
streams. Yeah, what's up with that? Why not
Wel-
go in 50-50?
Welcome to 2022.
And they didn't even give me a budget they would invest. So
Hmm.
they don't have any skin in the game.
Yeah.
They give, they take more of the track, and they want it for a ridiculous amount of time. In 15 years, I'll be 35. Man.
35.
So yeah, true story.
Yeah.
But it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and I
Yeah.
like that there's now also multiple choices. You can have your own Discord. You can build your fan base better. You can do it. You can use NFTs to fund your tracks. Do whatever. Is more to it,
Yeah.
and I cannot wait to break the status quo or make it more fair. It's
Mhm.
unfair,
Yeah.
and yeah, I
No,
didn't know.
it also makes it pretty impossible to make a living from music unless you make a lot of money
Or a lot of tracks.
or a lot of tracks. But in most cases, if you're like a decent sized artist with, let's say, 50,000 followers on Instagram, you get multiple tracks over 100,000 streams, which is pretty nice. Um, in that case, you won't be able to make a living from it because 70% of everything goes to the label.
Yeah, but I don't think
I,
that's a
I think
problem.
I think a problem with me for that there is like, okay, it should be fair. I think it should be at least 50-50, which is hard these days to get that on any contract, music wise. But I also think if people, I don't think that's a great argument saying, yeah, like average DJs or average this that can't even make a living, and then I'm like, yeah, but no one says you have to make a living out of it.
No,
Um,
it's a passion, a hobby
it's
you do, and
yeah, and I
yeah,
always think it's like if you're really passionate about it, you're gonna do it anyways. When I didn't, and of course you can always say, and I have very easy position for me to say that I got very lucky. And I have talent, but I also got very lucky. But before that, I was convinced that I'm always going to make music. Even now with Corona, there's very much uncertainty about, well, a lot of people's careers. But I'm always going to keep making music, even if I don't make a living out of it anymore.
Mm.
And I think that's what people don't realize. And I think that's always a bit weird from people who then
for the
say, yeah,
record,
I don't
I
get
want
paid
to
for
note
this.
I agree with Jopke 100%.
What?
That's the first. Let's make an NFT of this moment.
Let me write that down.
This is amazing. This is a artist coaching podcast first.
Oh my god, man. But true wisdom, Jopke, true wisdom. Sir Jopke.
It's like you don't have to. I always think it's funny, also in art, and people go to art school, and then, yeah, I can't even make a living, or I'm working in theater, and I'm an actor, and I can't even make a living. And then I'm always thinking, yeah, but no one says you have to. There's just no guarantees. I think there's no guarantees in life, anyways,
No,
No.
but
but I
especially in businesses like this.
I
I think
always
that
found it
all,
really weird that there's art schools. Yeah, but
Yeah,
I only get it when you would like to preserve some stuff which is cultural and has been shaped over time. I mean, it's nice that somebody still knows how to make a pot
vase.
from clay, and that you invest in try to preserve those. But it's Dutch culture, right? The Rifa. And man, makes me sound old talking like this. But
Uh,
make how do you call it, a jar from clay, and no, but it's good to preserve that kind of stuff. But yeah, for the rest, learning art, no, it's something that you do, and just yeah,
no, I think it has more to do. Why people say that has more to do with the fact that it's not a fair leveled playing field. You know, like if you get into this industry and want to give it a chance to make a living from it, it's almost impossible because it's not evenly divided. As you mentioned, 70% goes to the label without having skin in the game. At
I
least you
know.
should have the same amount of options and the same amount of it should be equally divided, you know. And then if it doesn't work out, then okay, it's all right. But now you can say, yeah, but if you guys wouldn't take 70%, I would be able to make a living from it.
That's true, totally true. And
I
no,
think it's
yeah,
more about fairness in the industry.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think, and that the weird thing is, there's a continuously search to make it more fair.
Hmm.
But why not make it fair when you're on top, when you're a label? It's so weird. Like,
Yeah,
why?
maybe human greed.
It's I think it's partly greed and like it's the good old story of like CEOs making a lot of money,
Hmm.
and people are always like, yeah, they should make way less. They don't need that much, but then they like
Are you cutting your nails?
Yeah.
bro, I'm so interested in all the stories.
I can listen. It's
This is
multitasking,
the most
man.
disgusting thing
But
you
it's
can
like
do. Like
You
in the
think
studio.
cutting nails is actually a very hygienic thing to do?
I
It
Yeah.
think
is. Yeah.
what goes wrong with people who make a lot of money is they
Well, I'll quit.
start living a lifestyle that needs that much money. So you have like more mortgages, expensive cars to drive, grocery shopping is more expensive. So you learn to live by a certain amount of money,
Hey, and that
and
makes the
then
circle round. Do you know what all
you
those
also
big
make
ass
that amount
label
of money.
CEO drive? Big cars. And what they don't have? Apes.
They
Exactly
should
my
have.
point, Job guy. Agreed. 100%. Again.
They need to
Second
buy
time.
apes, but yeah, also life's unfair. Welcome to life. That's also a thing. So
It's
I don't
about the
know.
haves and the have-nots.
I think it's very easy. It's like one of those things where a CEO makes a big ass bonus, and the whole country in Holland is shouting, "Oh, the bonus, the bonus!" But as soon as all those people would be in his shoes, everybody would grab the bonus and run. I
Probably,
Yeah.
yeah.
think that
Most of them.
that's just human.
You know what
Human.
I think is still weird? That supermarkets didn't start like a fund or something where they can raise money. Let's say they all dropped 5% of their revenue from the last 2 years and gave that to a bars or cafes or whatever. Like create a is it a fund institution? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
Like a good
Fun.
cause, because supermarkets they made shitloads of money because they were the only ones who were able to remain open. Why not share a part of the? I'm not saying everything, just a part of the revenue that you would normally not have had.
No, but the funny thing is, nobody does it voluntarily, and that goes for so many things. Because sometimes
Yeah.
I talk to people, hey, why do you vote for that party? Yeah, because of the climate. Oh, so what do you do yourself for the climate? Yeah, not per se me, but like they're just looking at somebody to do it for them, and then maybe they get mobilized. But yeah,
Mhm.
nobody's gonna do it by
No,
themselves. Yeah,
no. And also they don't care about the impact on social life and stuff. I feel if I see what Albert Heijn is doing here in Amsterdam, it's disgusting. Like it's just the quality sucks. Their stores suck. The staff sucks, and now they're losing staff because they're not paying them enough. Fuck you, Albert Heijn. No, but it's like all those. Yeah, it's like they don't care. Like there's not that feel for quality. It's not just Albert Heijn. It's a lot of those kind of industries that just grow so big.
society, man.
They don't really see what they're doing anymore and what impact they have and what their product usually was about
You
some
should
kind of
make a song
quality.
with Eddie Vedder. I think you
Eddie
two
Vedder.
would you can connect
Who's Eddie Vedder?
from Pearl Jam.
Who's Pearl Jam? I'm old. I'm young. Yeah, I know Pearl Jam.
Guys,
What?
I'm out. I cannot talk with a guy
Yeah,
anymore.
you are. You're very out.
Ouch. Actually hurts. Words hurt, Jay,
It's funny.
when you
It's
make
very
it
funny.
personal.
Was that pun intended when you said I'm out?
No, definitely not. Just one of the
Shit.
perfect Dutch English translations.
But it's like I think it's also like big labels, you know, they get so big they don't really realize why they started, and they have all these processes that are going that they just do it a certain way and don't
Yeah,
like have that feedback loop of, hey, wait, why are we doing that? It's just like, oh, this is what we do now. And it's sad also with big companies. You see like a nice startup. I saw something about this electric bike company. They used to have a great service, and always would be someone available to fix the bike, and now they've gotten so big
You mean
that you
Van
need
Loo?
like a month. Yeah, that you need like a month of waiting time, and then still you need like 11 days of repair for like a brake issue or whatever.
yeah,
It's just like they forget why they actually started. It's just like, oh, this is how it goes now because we're too
yeah.
big and we have too many
And
processes.
they don't tell you when they sell the bike, like, okay, hey, but notice when you need service, it's shit as fuck. You're gonna have to wait a month if we can fix it at all.
Yeah,
Uh, but here you go. It's a nice bike for the rest. Looks nice. It's like a BMW, but then a bike.
like
Yeah. No, yeah, it's weird. Yeah, they get yeah, when their own success, yeah, makes them different. You can always notice when a company gets big, they get in like this external CEO, and
yeah,
you know, okay, this is
um,
gonna be like a
Mm.
cyborg run company right now, and
yeah.
all for the profit.
Where
I
do
think
you
that's a
guys?
great way to
Yeah,
go.
labels shouldn't be like this. In music, it
Yeah,
shouldn't be. Well, it's not wrong to make money, but it needs to be fair. And what I always dislike is when you ask questions and they say company policy.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's just the way we
Or
do it.
industry
Like
Yeah.
standard.
Oh, fuck that. Hey. Yeah.
industry standards.
Industry
Yeah, that's
standard.
another one.
That's
It's
a
just an
classic.
industry standard contract. Uh huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But
How do you
yeah,
guys see the evolving of content over time?
no. We
Well,
didn't see it. No. Have you seen it?
I've seen it. Yeah, but
yeah,
how do you think about that in the future? As in, um, music is still important, and music can definitely help you to build a career out of this. You need music to be an artist,
yeah,
but if you look at most of the artists who became big in the past few years, most of those mainly became big because of the content, not necessarily because of the music. So,
Examples,
I
please.
I think
Like
well,
who?
yeah,
I think, huh?
Like who?
I think Fisher is one of the last guys who became more popular because of his song. Um,
I'm losing it.
for example, I think Steve Aoki is a good example. Like maybe he already was a bit bigger, obviously, but I can't name a song of that guy.
no beef.
Well, I Wanna Rave together with Bassjackers. It's quite a hit, a banger. No, but I
Which
mean,
one?
he did a few. I mean, he made the Project X anthem. That was his remix with Kid Cudi. He has done a lot of
Mm.
cool stuff, but he's also a big entertainer. I mean, go to a
Mhm.
show and you'll be amused if you're up for that kind of stuff.
Salvatore Ganacci,
Yeah.
maybe.
Huh?
Salvatore Ganacci, if Ganacci, what
Yeah,
is it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's just a gimmick. Yeah,
he's a
and that's
comedian.
fine as well.
Yeah.
I think people
But
are attracted to some kind of lifestyle either, or some kind of like gimmick or thing that they relate to. So like maybe Salvatore Ganacci has some kind of humor that people
hmm.
Yeah.
relate to, and I think that's what binds you to some kind of artist. Like I think if you see Martin Garrix, people were he was like the dream that all those guys have and had. Like you're 15 years old, you're working from your mom and dad's attic, and you become a world star, and it's very inspiring. And I think that's what then it doesn't really matter anymore if you after your hits don't have hits anymore, because people are attracted to that concept
No,
and
but
that
I think
way of
if you
life. And
yeah, but you take Salvatore Ganacci, and I don't know because he's pre-COVID he was fairly new,
Hmm.
and I don't know how continuously his fame, let's call it like that, will be. maybe if he comes, he had a few cool songs, but if he will, I think he also has to come with cool music steadily, or else it will fade away. I mean, he obviously got famous of the funny videos, doing push-ups, the weird dances, and all the kind of stuff. I thought it was very amusing as well, and it's a cool way to get into the picture. But what do you do then? But let's say
Mm.
Marshmallow with his marshmallow hat, uh, eventually he made amazing music as well. That's what made him really big, and like a real good fundament beneath him as an artist. It's he became with the first Marshmallow Head, then the music evolved over time, and I think you really need. Eventually, you'll need music to become a really great artist.
Yeah, that's definitely something I agree with. But I wonder, like, the importance of content over time. I think we're approaching a time where content is taking over from music in order to gain attention. So
Yeah.
it's not that you need either one of them; it's you need both of them. And I kind of feel like content is kind of more powerful than music these days.
Well, yeah, you need your attention, but I
Yeah.
disagree that you need both of them. You don't need cool content per se. It makes the journey go a lot quicker. I mean,
Hmm.
if Marlon would have a sex tape with Brad Pitt, for instance, right now, we'll be famous. Yeah,
Yeah.
and but
Definitely.
um, if you just make good music over time, you'll be famous eventually as well, or you'll have a big chance of getting famous. The Brad Pitt strategy is not a fail-safe strategy as well. Could backfire also,
Mm.
but it's an instant thing versus a gradual thing,
Long term thing.
I
and
think
yeah, eventually you just have to choose what's comfortable for you.
I think people are always attracted to
Oh.
personalities.
Hey,
Right
gaining
under the
attention.
microphone.
Hey, smart man.
I think people are always attracted to personalities, especially with artists, but also with athletes, for example. And I think then, indeed, like you said, the content. If you see an athlete that well, he's a good athlete. Like, so let's say a top golfer. He's a good golfer, but he doesn't win that much. But if you see he has a YouTube channel, and other guys don't. And
Yeah,
if you then like the guy, you like his attitude towards the game, but also just his personality, then you can become a fan of that guy while he's not the best
Yeah.
golfer maybe.
definitely
And
true.
that's what I think what you mean. But then still, what's most important, I think, in that thing is that someone is real,
Yeah,
and then of course extra content is very important. But if it's not real and if it's done because you have to make the content and you don't feel it, but you do it anyways. And that's what I feel with a little bit with Steve Aoki sometimes, or those kind of big artists that aren't really accessible or something like that. So
Hmm.
yeah.
thank you.
Did you did you notice that Jopke started wearing caps more now that he golfs?
Do you golf?
I golf, but it's mostly because of my Corona haircut. Because the hairdressers were closed, and then they were open, and I got Corona. So and then I still didn't make an appointment. So I um, I still
We
have to go
make it
now.
look cool. It's
How
your
long have they been
insecurity.
closed?
I have a nice
Okay.
cap. I like it. New York Yankees, right?
Yep.
Do you know what they play?
They play
Golf.
Steve Aoki.
Yeah, would be nice to make the anthem of for that goes in the stadium. I did it for RKC, a little club in Holland.
RKC.
Yeah, it's a true
it,
story though.
sounds, it
Every time
sounds
they
so
come on
bad
the
in English.
field, you hear our track Savior in a special RKC version.
Nice.
I think that's cool. Yeah. And if the Yankees would ask us, then we would make a cool anthem for the Yankees. So, what you waiting for?
Yankee, I'm wearing the hat, so they should ask me first.
Also cool. Yeah.
Also cool. And how do you like to have a hobby aside from music, Jopke?
It's amazing. I discovered golf. Uh, I
Last
discovered
week.
it. No one knew about it, but then I discovered it, and now everybody on Instagram is talking about it. It's not the algorithm. It's like everybody is now
Could it be the
posting.
algorithm pushing all the content towards you? Could it be?
No, but I think it's nice to find any passion for yourself. I'm happy that my music passion that I found that I had that, and that I can do something with it. It's amazing. And now I found another one, which is very. It's amazing to have keep your mind off of music sometimes and do something else.
Think it's a challenging day today to golf.
I'm gonna go to the driving range later today.
Really?
Okay.
It's a storm
Yeah, I
outside.
still my swing is horrible. Like I started
Last
a
week.
couple months ago,
Okay.
and I haven't had that much practice time yet. But it's very addicting. I can recommend anyone to try it. And if you hit a golf ball like dead straight and hit it well, you're hooked. At least I was. So
Yeah,
and the
I
game
did
is
a few. I've golfed a few times in my life. I like it. It's cool. Yeah, but you really have to have the time. I understand why all the pensionados go golfing.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
You need the
right
time.
now in my life, I don't think I can do. Not even a nine-holer is quite of a challenge to fit in the
Yeah,
sketch.
yeah. It's a time management, right?
Why are you
Sometimes,
laughing?
sometimes I'm just realizing I'm just trying to look at this picture from a third person. Like I'm sitting here as like a watcher of two guys talking like a ping pong game going back and forth, talking about bullshit.
Talking about golf.
Yeah.
Insane. Oh yeah, yeah. What about the upcoming year? Do you guys notice any differences when it comes down to booking requests or something? Do you feel like events are picking up again or
No. I
Yeah,
had a show canceled in February.
February.
Still in France. I had
February?
two shows lined up, um, and for me, big problem is America and the USA, like my visum. So that's something we have to.
What? Your visum is not valid anymore? Or?
No, it started in 2019, so I did use it, so I can't like easily renew it because of COVID or whatever. So I
Oh,
have to get a new one. But I think in America or the US, there's more shows opportunities. Europe, I think this summer will be good again. Although a lot of like small promoters are not maybe taking that much of a risk anymore. So you would have like small local festivals that would like have a huge following, but just financially they can't take that risk,
yeah,
especially after being cancelled last year, for example.
yeah.
And Asia, I have no clue if anything is actually happening there. So
No, Asia
Okay.
is a hard one. Um, I don't think Asia will be up on the radar real quick.
Why is that?
Yeah, well, the vaccination degrees are low there, and they still have a lot of quarantine time for most countries. China is undoable, and I think the ones who are doable are Japan and Korea. But yeah, the thing is, it will be hard for the coming year as well. When you come from a 100% situation and you go now to maybe what's happening 50% of what it was. So that's just half of the spots. And yeah, so
Hmm.
it's real easy to just take the conclusion that it's going to be half of what you were used to in 2019. And
Yeah,
for a lot of people, that's yeah, that means finding another job to do next to
yeah.
your
Okay.
music.
And do you think the whole traveling thing will come back the way it was? As in, I started thinking about this last week. I was listening to a Dutch podcast with a guy from Follow the Money who
Yeah.
wrote a new book about KLM, like the air flights, the what's it called, the airplane world, let's just say.
The
In the
airplane
airport,
world, yeah, I like it.
yeah, in the airports and airplane world.
Aviation
Airplane,
industry.
airplane verse.
Yeah, exactly. The Arrowverse. Uh, but they started talking about the environment and stuff, and all the amount of CO2 you put out when you start flying, and that got me thinking a lot about DJs. Like, even if I look at the amount of flights that I did in my career, and I know my clients are doing, and you guys are doing, or at least have been doing previously, would it make sense to go back to those kind of schedules? As in, do you think that would fit into the perspective of the world?
No, but to be honest, we've been thinking about it for quite some time. The ecological um,
Footprint.
footprint you have is quite big for a DJ. Well, first, I don't travel with, and second, we only use like a tour manager or a cameraman when needed. Has two reasons: one, saves you money, and two, it saves you an airplane seat. And I think you should minimize the travel things. But all in all, we do have an ecological footprint, which is big. You got to make the difference in your personal life, I think.
Don't
And
have NFTs.
huh?
Don't have NFTs.
Oh yeah, you could also question that. You could question a lot, and
Like how?
yeah, well, in personal life, you try to make a difference with all the stuff. I mean, you have a big polluting car, Jopke. The money I made is in my walls and my roof, and in the solar panels I use, and I try to be, yeah, I try to have a little footprint over there.
And where did the all the battery grondstoffen where did all that the stuff they use to make
Oh yeah,
batteries,
you make a battery. Of course, you need
where was
stuff
that
to make it.
mined, in what kind of conditions?
Oh, but
I
you
think
make you make a car, but you have to make a internal combustion engine as well. So that always is. Plus, then if you can refuel a car with your solar panels, then that's where the pollution stops. That's where you're making a circular thing. But with internal combustion engine, it's always a part that you have to make the oil. I mean, we all know what the oil industry did to the world. It's not that clean of a business
mm,
as well. You can say that about cobalt, which is not being used in a lot of batteries anymore. But oil,
Lithium, right?
no, it's cobalt that you use for
Mm.
lithium. I don't know actually, but fuck it. Not the point I'm trying to make. But oil, everything you have to burn always leaves a footprint. And everything you cannot make yourself always needs to transport and everything. So you need to see if you can get to a point where when you can make sure yourself that you're circular. And especially someone like me who has made a lot of money, I think there always goes a certain responsibility. It's not for the people that don't make that kind of money, but for me, it's insane to think that people who make a lot of money don't take that responsibility. It's up to that. With great money comes great responsibility,
But do
and
you
yeah,
think that's true, obviously? But do you think that within the industry, bookers, event promoters will start to think differently about it?
no,
As in,
yeah,
no,
no,
there's money to be made, then
yeah,
it's
but
hard to please
it's
them.
the mirror the world can. I mean, not everybody will agree with me, and that's also perfectly fine. But if you see how the world acts, and we just add, for me, it's weird that people sometimes vote for a green political party but don't do anything to help the environment themselves. Whether it's even something as simple as separating your garbage and yeah, it it's really about the man in the mirror or the woman if you're a
Yeah.
woman.
So no
Um,
change on the climate aspect for the industry.
People won't do it, and yeah, it's weird that you don't pay taxes on kerosene, the fuel for engines. I think
yeah.
everything pollution should be a counting factor in there, and
Mhm.
it comes when you eat um, animals. The animals pay the price right now. I mean, they're not being really comfortable before they end up on your plate. If you fly a lot, yeah, it's not the Arrowverse that makes the difference for you. I mean, they're all about the money, and
Well,
so you gotta try to make a little bit of less impact yourself. And I don't think you can do it any way else.
yeah.
I think there should be some kind of implementations from governments and stuff to help that, because I think people are everybody wants everything anyways. I think it's very hard to educate everybody and have everybody think, oh, what I do is actually does actually have an impact. If you're realistic about it, everybody thinks, oh, you know what?
That's the
If
movie.
I only eat
Don't Look
meat,
Up.
then
I like that
Yeah.
movie. Don't Look Up. That's
Yeah.
all about it.
I
The
hate that
comet is
movie.
coming. Yeah.
I hate that movie.
No,
But
that
it's
was
just
it.
because it's, the movie itself, like the
No, but
movie wise, it's very boring.
I like the metaphor they were using.
I like the point about that movie in specific. I like the point, but after 20 minutes, we got it. Don't continue the movie for another 2 hours.
No, it's yeah.
um,
I get you.
um, but it's just a bit like what that movie also gets very wrong, I think, and it's quite ironic, is that that movie is exactly what's wrong. It's screaming. It's like, this is our problem, and then not having a solution. It's like, yeah, this is what we do. It's like David Attenborough as well. Like, many respect to him, of course, but um, like, this is wrong. This is what we're doing wrong. This is what we're doing to our earth. This is all like, but what can we do? Like, yes, eat less meat, but what can we really do to make a difference? And
True.
I think you
And the
there's
frustrating thing is that David Attenborough got the chance to travel over the world, and we as well. And now we should say to all the youngsters, "No, well, for
no
you
go
it's going to
travel.
cost like $1 trillion to do so." That's
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
not fair. And but yeah, I don't have the solution myself as well. That's why I
no,
purely focus on what I can do for me.
yeah.
And
But I think that should be the more of the message. Like the Don't Look Up movie is very very negative if you think about it. Like the what you're saying is very well, maybe even inspiring, as I can go that far. But like,
What's
hey,
happening?
this is
my
What's
what
happening?
God,
this is what I'm doing. This is I'm getting solar panels. I'm driving this car. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Hey, that's interesting. Instead of, oh, we're fucking up the climate. We're polluting the
you,
air.
what would be nice
That's
is that you have like this
more.
in keurmerk. How do you say it in English?
Let me check.
Like an environmental like okay, I
Quality
book this
mark.
DJ or book I buy this clothing piece, like giving everything like a
Quality mark.
environmental a what,
Mhm.
Quality mark.
a quality mark, but then for the environment,
Yeah.
yeah, it should could go up on a lot of things, because sometimes I don't even know what I buy,
Yeah.
like is this really good, and then and I'm questioning it. I dislike that a lot of things are wrapped in plastic, but fuck that shit. I just buy it anyway, because yesterday I went to the Gamma and it needed screws, and they were all packed in these plastic kind of things, and I know
You were
that's
like,
bad.
screw it.
Screw it, yeah. No, but it's yeah, that's the thing, and so you feel lost as well. You want to do good, but it's hard to know
Yeah,
what's right,
yeah.
and yeah,
But I do feel I do believe in a pro approach. Like, hey, this is what we can do. We're optimistic, instead of,
yeah,
oh, the Earth is going to shit and there's nothing. Well, there's not nothing we can do about it. But hey,
yeah,
the world is going to shit.
yeah,
Instead of, hey, we can now do this. We can drive this car. We can, it's like, I think
yeah,
that's what should change in the general berichtgeving
yeah.
of
Notifications.
climate. Hmm?
Okay, guys. We're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah.
We talked a lot about political stuff this time. You guys agreed twice. Jobke called Ralph and what was it?
Big inspirator.
An inspiration. Let's call it a
Yeah, I'm
day.
taking that. It's thanks, man. You too.
Good talk.
Really.
Good talk.
Yeah, enjoyed having the conversation again. See you guys next time.
Bye.
Yo.